Good day to everybody who is listening. I almost said good morning, but I don't know when people are going to be watching this.
Well, regardless of what time you're watching it,
Correct.
good morning anyways.
Good
It's
morning,
never too,
anyways.
It's never too late to have a good morning.
This is true, except after 12 p.m., then it's good afternoon.
Sometimes after 12 p.m. is good morning.
I guess if you stay in bed until 1 in the afternoon. But anyway, welcome back to another episode of Point After Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Adrian.
I'm your host, Chris.
And we're going to be recapping week 2 of the NFL 2025-2026 season. In today's episode, apologies for missing week 1 recap, but I was out of town and then I got sick. And I'm still a little sick, so.
Yeah, it happens.
It happens.
Oh, B.
Yeah, once we get AB on the channel, he to do all of this stuff for us.
Yeah, he could fill in. You
Yeah.
could spot starter. Someone goes down.
Yes, this is correct. But anyway,
week 2 is in the books.
Yeah, week 2 is in the books, and now we're starting to see teams that are 2-0 and teams that are 0-2. And did you know that, historically, percentage-wise, if a team is 2-0, they have roughly a 69% chance of making it to at least the playoffs. But if you start 0-2, you have about a 13-ish% chance.
I have seen that. I think that stat is kind of skewed because most teams that start 0-2 are not very good, and are not really playoff hopefuls anyways. And they tried to use that stat to apply it to certain teams. I think teams that we'll be talking about later today that might not be as bad that also start 0-2. So
I mean, there's a few teams historically that started 0-2 and did really well. Most notably, the 2007 Giants.
They won a ring.
They started 0-2 and they won a ring. And then the Bengals recently, within the last 5 years, went 0-2, and they made it to the NFC or AFC Championship game.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, let's start off with the Thursday night game. Speaking about 0-2 or 2-0 teams, we had the Washington Commanders at the Green Bay Packers, and there was a lot of joking about Jerry Jones at outside Lambeau Field and during the after show game, whatever. I'm done talking about Micah Parsons. He's gone.
Podcast.
What?
Micah Podcast,
yeah. Yeah, he's gone. What do you want me to do about it? Anyway, Washington got 18 in a loss to the Packers, 27. Jaden Daniels, 24 for 42 attempts, 200 yards, and 2 touchdowns. To Jordan Love's 19 for 31, 292 yards and 2 touchdowns. This was kind of like a weird game. I mean, you had Tucker Kraft, their tight end, being their top receiver. Jaden Reed from Green Bay broke his collarbone.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, the Green Bay offense was good. I'm not gonna deny. Their defense is what showed up, but I'm not sold on Green Bay like everyone else is, purely because I think that they have only beaten a week 1 Detroit team, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a very, very aging Washington team.
Yeah, for sure. I think the defense really showed up. They really did smother Jaden Daniels. He did not have a good day. So I think the defense looks really good, but I think the offense was good, not great. They got what they needed to do done. They put up enough points to win when their defense was absolutely popping off, but I don't know, something about Jordan Love. He missed a lot of open guys. He missed a lot of reads. I don't know. I mean, he was good. I'm not gonna say he was bad, but
yeah, I mean they're a good team, but am I ready to like say, oh yeah, this is the Super Bowl team? No.
No, I'm
I
right there
mean,
with you.
they're if you tell me they're going to like win their division, make it to the playoffs, win a wild card round and like losing the divisional, maybe I can buy into that. But
Yeah, I could see. Well, I don't know. We'll see how they look when they play the Lions again later this year. Um, but hot start for sure. But hot starts can always be quickly
hey,
undone.
they still have a 31% chance of not making it to the playoffs.
That's true. That's basic. That's all. I mean, that's only 20% less than a coin flip. So who knows?
19% less than in coin flip.
19% less.
Yeah, every percent matters.
That's true. And this is a game of inches. So every
Yeah, the
percent
game of
matters.
yards is won by inches.
The game of percents is won by percents. Won by 1%.
We are the 1%.
True. But yeah, other than that, like I don't know, pretty decisive Packers win.
Yeah, Jaden Daniels just did not look comfortable all game. They could not get their offense going. And there was like what, 3 or back-to-back like missed field goals.
Yeah.
So
So I mean, I don't think this is like, a sky is falling moment for the Commanders. It's just back to it next week for them.
right.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I'm not sold on Green Bay because I'm just a hater or because I was just never sold on the Commanders to begin with. Like everyone's like, oh, Detroit and Washington are playoff caliber teams. I don't agree with like Washington being a playoff caliber team right off the rip.
Well, I don't know. They did go to the NFC Championship last year. So.
Yeah, but remember how cupcake their schedule was last season.
That's true. Cupcake schedule, and they beat up a very injured Lions team in the playoffs. So.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I still think Jaden Daniels is the guy. So
I mean, for Washington, yeah, sure, but I'm not buying into either of these two teams.
Interesting. Well, we'll keep an eye on that later in the season.
Next we had the first. Well, at least I think this was the first game on Sunday, and this definitely was the game of the week for sure. We had the New York Giants at the Dallas Cowboys.
Crazy game.
I'm not saying this is the game of the week because I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan. I am saying it because objectively speaking, all the other games were just kind of like riddled with like snoozers. I think the closest thing that comes like close would be like the Eagles Chiefs or the Bucks Texans.
Yeah.
But Dallas wins 37-40 in overtime. And big highlights from this. Russell Wilson has had his best game ever since he was a Seahawk.
That's crazy.
Let's see. Over 450 yards out of 41 attempts with 30 completions. 1 interception, 3 touchdowns. Just nutty. Malik Neighbors, 167 receiving yards, 2 touchdowns. Crazy stats put up by the Giants here. Like, you could not have told me or been able to convince me that the Giants would have like had a game where Russell Wilson throws for over 400 yards, and like I would not have believed it.
Now, my question here is, do you think this is more just like Russ and the Giants kind of walking in, or them kind of taking advantage of a bad/injured Cowboy secondary?
I think it's the defense from Dallas is bad. Because I knew this was going to be an issue as soon as I saw it. Matt Eberflus as the DC for Cowboys. I mean, that guy doesn't know football. I know more football than that guy.
Oh,
interesting. And I'm an amateur podcast guy. Like how many times do I say I'm not like a crazy big like football guy, or like I'm not a player, but like I can 1000% say that I know more football than Matt Eberflus. That guy has been playing like this soft zone coverage with Donovan Wilson as the one high safety. You can't do that. Not
Yeah.
especially not against Russell Wilson, who, despite his age, is still one of the best deep ball throwers out there in the league. There's very few quarterbacks that come close
Yeah, and there are
to
like
his
so many
ability.
there were so many instances of it on the game on Sunday where like you just see neighbors just blow past Wilson on like a deep route and just Russ would just nail him like basically wide open.
Yeah,
Um
I mean, Russ was just throwing like heck it, like neighbors is out there somewhere type of passes, very Jameis Winston, and it was just working because there was only one high safety. There's a reason why two high safety has worked for so long,
mhm.
and like I know we have an injured secondary, but Dallas tends to like do very well when they do like or not man coverage. So
Mhm.
why are we doing this soft zone coverage? It was very reminiscent to the Green Bay playoff game.
Yeah, I agree. And you know, the team was that we're just definitely missing Deron Bland as well. You know, I feel like him just being on the field makes the secondary so much stronger. And you know, him being out, huge weak point. Kyer Elam, also the dude who was on the Bills last year, responsible for giving up a ton of plays in that playoff game against the Chiefs. Incredibly smart pickup by the Cowboys, you know. Who would have
Cowboys
thought?
are slowly making better moves for their defense, which I like to see.
But my point is that he was getting burned. Elam was just
Okay.
getting, yeah.
Yeah, he was getting torched all game.
So I don't know. Weird spot. It's like I feel like the pass rush has been decent, and like they've even like been kind of decent in stopping the run game, which is like that's usually been the Cowboys' like Achilles heel for years. But
Correct.
it's like now the secondary looks not good. So
I know. I miss
I
it
don't
when
know.
our
You have it
secondary
all
was just picking off quarterbacks.
for real.
But I will also like to point out that there was a gajillion penalties in this game.
Yes.
14 by the Giants, 12 by the Dallas Cowboys. Out of those 14, four of them were committed in one singular drive by the same player by the Giants.
So crazy. And then did you see him screaming at Dable when they pulled him? They like
Yeah,
yeah, so that dude's career is over. Made a good run.
I wouldn't be so sure. His career is over. I mean, what's it? The Chiefs have that one guy that's always committing false starts.
Oh, true, true.
I can't remember his name right now. It's like number 74, I think. But yeah, this game got put into overtime by a 64-yarder thanks to Brandon Aubrey automatic.
The goat, dude. Give
He
him
is
a
the
blank
GOAT.
check.
For reals. I'm about to order some Aubrey jerseys for Christmas.
That's a good idea.
You get an Aubrey jersey and you get an Aubrey jersey just because that guy needs to be represented.
It's so crazy. It's like for the longest time, it was like Dan Bailey is like the greatest kicker this franchise has ever seen. And like Dan Bailey was awesome. Don't get me wrong, but it's like, dude, Brandon Aubrey might be better.
And
It's just
yeah,
so crazy to think about.
and he won it too with a 46-yard field goal.
Yeah.
I mean, I can make a 46-yard field goal, but definitely not a 64-yarder.
Yeah, but can you make it with the game on the line?
Of course, yeah.
Oh,
My
okay.
eyes closed.
Of course.
My shoelace untied it.
Of course. The sun in your eyes,
And the sun in my eyes. Exactly.
which
This
is why
guy
they're
gets it.
closed.
Next game we have the Seattle Seahawks winning over the Pittsburgh Steelers 31-17. Yeah, offensively, these two teams just kind of like look okay. Sam Darnold did have 295 yards with 2 touchdowns, but he did throw 2 interceptions.
Mhm.
Aaron Rodgers mania in Pittsburgh probably is dying out. Like he looked really good week 1 against the Jets, but that's the Jets, right?
Yeah.
The biggest thing that I've noticed from this game and that everyone's talking about is how a Steelers kickoff returner just forgot the new rules and let a ball land in front of him, bounce over his shoulder into the end zone. And old rules would state that was a touchback, but I guess he just forgot that. And so it was technically a live ball. So when a Seattle, um, I don't know, defender, I guess, special
Mhm.
team defender came and touched the ball in the end zone, it was a touchdown. So
Well, that's a learning experience.
Growing pains for
You
the
know,
new rules.
you live and
I
learn.
I do want to point out that do you think that the NFL just has like a rules problem because like they've changed the rules for the kickoff every year for like, what the last 3 years
Mhm.
now? At some point, it's got to get confusing, right?
Yeah, I don't know if it's like a rules problem more than just like they can't figure out what they want to do. They want the kickoff to be. So they keep changing it until something works. And yeah, I don't know. I'm sure there'll be another change after this year. So who knows?
Let's see. Next game, LA Rams versus the Tennessee Titans. Let's see. Big takeaway: Devontae Adams and Puka Nakua are just a force on the Rams. I mean, obviously they won 33-19, but the Titans are bad. I mean, they're so bad. But hey, Cam Ward did get his first career NFL touchdown.
It
So
was on a nice throw.
congratulations. It was on an insane throw.
Yeah. So let's see. But like I said, the point I've been like hammering for a while is like I think a lot of like people overperforming kind of like has skewed our expectations for rookie quarterbacks. Um, and I think just like Cam Ward like looking decent in this game. I know they didn't win, but Cam Ward looking decent against like a pretty solid Rams team is like I would say that's a pretty big victory for the Titans. I think the potential is definitely there. So you know it. I think this season is just going to be like letting him improve. And
Yeah, I think the Titans are going to at least win 4 games this season with Terod Taylor, which is what, like one more than they won with Will Levis.
mhm.
Um, I think that he's going to be very comparable to Drake May from what little I've seen so far of Cam Ward, but we will have to wait and see.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely wait and see, but like I think the potential's there. Um, but yeah, on the Rams side of the ball, like they look good. They were playing the Titans, but Adams and Puka had big games, so I don't know. Maybe the Rams can make some noise. But I did predict the Rams making some noise this year. So
Let's see. Do we have to recap this game? Buffalo Bills beating the Jets 30-10.
I mean, what is there really to say? They are
Uh,
who we are. They are who we thought they were.
yeah, I
And
mean, you had Justin Fields look like the Bears version of Justin Fields. Like he balled out week 1 and then did nothing this game. And then they benched him for who did they bench him for? Terod
Tyrod
Taylor.
Taylor.
Yeah, so yeah.
Yeah.
Boo.
I mean, this
Jets are
was
stinky and green.
true. That is so true. Um, yeah. I mean, I think this is how everyone expected a Jets Bills game to go, and looks like Jets are gonna be picking high in the draft this year. So good for them,
Yeah, if only we had their first round draft picks.
for real.
Next, we have the Patriots Dolphins, another divisional match. This one was actually kind of like an interesting game where Tua was supposed to kind of like bounce back from his week 1 just embarrassment, and
Mhm.
he almost did. He did ultimately, in my opinion, cost the Dolphins the game by just completely missing wide open receivers.
Yeah,
Drake May probably had his best game ever. 19 for 23 with 230 yards, 2 touchdowns. So the Patriots looked really good in Miami, and they won 33-27. This was a little bit of a back and forth game. I know the Dolphins returned a punt for the touchdown, and it was immediately followed by a kickoff return by New England for
that's
a
crazy.
touchdown. So, you know, they were very close. And I mean, a rebuild Patriots with basically like a rookie and a half QB beating the Dolphins is just an embarrassment for the Dolphins. And I think it's really, I mean, it's only been week 2, but this is definitely like a panic mode team because the Dolphins have had somewhat aspirations from their fan base.
Oh yeah, I would definitely say they've had expectations going
And I
into this
mean,
year.
maybe not to win it all, but at least try to make it to the playoffs. And they're not going to make it. Like, I'm calling it right now. There's just no shot.
Yeah, and statistically speaking, now that they are an 0-2 team, odds
Yeah,
are not in their favor.
Yeah, they have like a 1 in 6 chance of even making it to the playoffs.
And it's like, I mean, there's been rumors that, McDaniel has like lost the locker room. Things aren't going well with the team, and they're just kind of in chaos. So, yeah, an 0-2 start definitely not going to help that.
Speaking of McDaniel, did you hear what he said during the post-game conference?
What did he say?
He said, to win the game, you have to not lose the game. And
so true.
That's how we lost the game, because we didn't win the game.
What a wise quote.
To win the game, you have to not lose the game.
Honestly, he's spitting. I get it.
Next off, we have the Jaguars-Bengals. This was kind of a shock to me, purely because, one, I was really upset that Joe Burrow got injured. He was my starting QB in fantasy, so
that is rough.
You can imagine how my week in fantasy went. But yeah, Joe Burrow went down. Jake Browning comes up, and you would think, okay, Jake Browning, Trevor Lawrence has got this game, right? And I mean, it was close, 27 to 31. But Trevor Lawrence, looked bad. 270 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, to Jake Browning's 241, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. I mean, very similar stats here, but big takeaway, Joe Burrow's foot injury. I mean, he's missing like 4 months of the season. He's got to get surgery. I mean,
he's done.
And Jake Browning was just like, heck it. Jamar Chase, is out there somewhere. And it worked out for them this time. But, Bengals are 2-0, but I don't see them having much of a season anymore, unfortunately.
Yeah, which, yikes, dude, again for the Bengals. They're cursed. The Bengals are cursed. But yeah, I don't know. I've seen Trevor Lawrence have a lot worse games, but also not a good sign that you're like in a shootout with like
Jake
your opponent's backup quarterback.
Yeah.
Also, this game prompted me to look up what turf toe actually is, because I always hear that turf toe. It's like, oh, it can't be that bad. No, it seems horrible. Seems like having turf toe would suck. So, speed recovery for Mr. Burrow.
Turf toe. I have to look this up.
It's like a sprain of like a joint in your big toe.
Okay. All right, so it's close to what I thought it was. Yeah, that sounds not pleasant.
Sounds pretty bad.
There's a comment I wanted to say about this game, but I can't remember what it was.
Come on, lock in. Lock in.
But you distracted me with turf toe.
It's important. People got to know about turf toe.
Yeah, don't get turf toe, people.
Don't do it.
Yeah, don't do it. I don't know. I'll try to remember.
All right.
Let's go on to the Niners-Saints game. Saints actually looked kind of decent here, but it's because they're playing against Mac Jones.
Yeah, this is the battle of the backups.
Yeah, this was the battle of the backups. And, well, it was kind of interesting because Shanahan from the Niners originally wanted Mac Jones many years ago, and now he's got him.
Shanahan always gets his guy, dude.
Yeah, so 279 yards, 3 touchdowns. System QB.
Absolutely.
It's the Shanahan system, but what do you want me to say? They made Spencer Rattler look actually kind of good. I mean, the Saints are going to be 0-2 or 0-2, and they're probably not going to get very much better throughout the season.
Yeah,
but Niners stay alive.
Yeah, Niners still have not lost a game, which is crazy. Spencer Rattler had like the best game of his career. He still lost. Spencer Rattler, I think, is now like 0-8 as a starter, which is crazy. But maybe he'll get that win next week.
I remember what I wanted to say.
What's up?
I heard a take where Joe Burrow should leave the Bengals and go to like the NFC.
Really?
Really, because the Bengals have not, or like the organization has not like gone around to help Joe Burrow. Like that dude is like the Bengals version of CJ Stroud, just absolutely fighting for his life behind a collapsing O line, right?
Yeah.
So if he goes to the NFC, he would be easily one of the best, if not the best QB in the NFC.
The thing with that is like that's true that their O line is like Swiss cheese, but a lot of it is because like they had to pay Burrow, and Burrow also really like was pushing for them to like lock down Chase to like the biggest contract ever. That's what he wanted, and they gave him what he wanted, and now they can't really splurge on like super good O line.
Yeah, that's true. But like, just imagining Burrow on like Seattle,
That would be crazy.
that would be insane. If you're from Seattle, please do not write that down. These are
Yeah.
these are the ramblings of a madman.
But yeah, alrighty.
Another game I really don't want to cover: Browns Ravens. Browns lost 17-41. I'm not being lazy. It's just, what do you want me to say?
Yeah, not much to say.
They shut down Derrick Henry, but Lamar Jackson still, was nutty.
We saw Dylan Gabriel get some reps in garbage time. No Shador, which I'm sure there's someone out there that's not happy about that. But yeah, I mean that's like the most noteworthy thing that happened.
Yeah. Another next game. Yeah, like I said early in the episode, there were a lot of snoozers.
Yeah.
Chicago Bears at the Detroit Lions. Bears making all the right moves in the offseason. All the experts and the analysts and football talk shows. Bears are doing great moves, all these things, right? They got Ben Johnson. They're building all this around Caleb Williams. They barely held up against the Vikings, who were a playoff team last year. So, the Bears, are looking hopeful into week 2, 21-52.
Off-season champs 2 years in a row. Getting hit with reality. Caleb Williams, combining him and Jordan Love. No, but yeah, Caleb Williams just did not look great. And the Lions just kind of, after a rough loss last week, they're like, hey, we can take it out on the Bears as always, and just kind of did it to them.
Yeah, this this does not sell me back on the Lions. Anyone can run up the score against the Bears. Let's be real here. So don't get me wrong. Like, I can't wait to absolutely run up the score against the Bears next week in Dallas. I guess Dallas is playing at the Chicago. But yeah, you get what I'm saying. Like, do I think the Lions are going to beat the Ravens on Monday night? Absolutely not.
No.
I'm not sold on the Lions. Like, congratulations. You put 50. Not only did they just put 52, they were racking up the score. Like, they were on 4th and like goal, and instead of kicking a field goal from like the 20, they went for it on like it would have been a 20-yarder, but you get what I'm saying. Like, they were just racking up the score for no reason. But I mean, it's a divisional opponent, so go ahead.
Yep, of course. Got to remind them who's boss. Got to remind them you're still the Bears.
Same old Bears.
Same old Bears.
This was kind of an interesting game. The Broncos Colts. Guys, I'm sorry. I'm buying into the Indiana Jones hype.
Indiana Jones, dude. His second good game in a row on the Colts. Crazy.
I'm gonna start Daniel Jones in fantasy next week.
Man, who's got him?
I just picked him up this morning.
Nice.
Yeah, he plays the Titans. I might do that.
Dude.
I'm gonna start him.
But yeah, close game. The Colts send the Broncos to the glue factory. Um,
This was the UMA game. This was
this
the
was the UMA
UMA.
game. This game was dedicated to Haru Rara,
Dude,
forever in our hearts.
forever in our hearts, the shining star of losers everywhere.
For
Rest
real,
in power, Queen.
rest in power. But yeah, this game was really defined by a very controversial call. The Colts missed a long field goal at the end. When it was 26-28, they missed it wide right, and then there was a very controversial. What was the call? It was like
Leverage.
on the Broncos trying to block it.
Well,
Seemed kind of like
because after the guy jumped, he put his arm on Colt, and that's
I guess
the
you can't do
penalty.
that. Yeah.
You can like put your arm on people, but not like while you're in the process of jumping, because then you're using a player to like springboard off. I guess is what it.
Okay, that makes sense.
What the rules are like. It's really confusing. It's
But,
kind of like one of those rules where like you can jump over the defender, but if you touch him, it's a penalty kind of thing.
Yeah. Yep, and that was 15-yard penalty, which is crazy. And the Colts kicked it again, and they won the game. So GG's. Colts are 2-0, just like everyone drew it up.
Dude, I thought they were prime contenders for first overall.
Yeah, me too.
Now look at me. I'm starting Daniel Jones in fantasy.
Dang.
I know a supporter, a Giants fan sent me a message, and he's like, "I need a Daniel Jones jersey from the Colts. Like, this is insane." Here's a kind of an interesting game. We had the Carolina Panthers at the Arizona Cardinals, right? And I want to point out there are three teams in this. No, three teams in this division that are 2-0, because the Rams, the Niners, and the Cardinals are 2-0 in the division.
1 second, I will be right back.
Yeah, go for it. So kind of a tough spot for that division. It's pretty whatever. It's I don't know how to do this without Chris here. Look at me, I'm falling apart. Almost like the Cardinals did. Let's see. Bryce Young, 328 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Kyler Murray, 220, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. The really only big takeaway is that the Cardinals were very decisively winning this game. And then for some reason in the second half, they decided to collapse. I mean, they had it was 20-3. And after the second half, after halftime, okay, they allowed Carolina 2 more field goals and then just let them score another touchdown. It was kind of scary for if you're a Cardinals fan. I mean, 22-27. But yeah, that's really all I have about that game. Cardinals, if you guys can learn how to like actually close out a game, especially against the Panthers, please learn how to do that. And then I'll believe in your team again. We have Eagles, Chiefs, Falcons, Vikings, Bucks, Texans, Chargers, Raiders. Well, these are all really good games. Well, no, actually, the Eagles, Chiefs, Bucks, Texans were good. So I'll go over the snoozers while Chris is not here. We had the Falcons at the Vikings. Both these two teams played like really close games on week 1, and welcome back, Chris. I was just going over the snoozers while you were gone. I was just saying that like the Vikings, Falcons both had like close games in week 1, and the Falcons, while they didn't look, their bestest this game, they still ultimately made the Vikings look just really bad.
Dude, JJ McCarthy looked bad.
Yeah, he did. Not only did he look bad, he got injured, so he's out for 4 weeks now.
Yeah.
So,
oh.
I'm just saying that
Oh,
like
Vikings.
the really strong like division last season. Apparently, didn't win a playoff game, and like look where we are.
Yeah, Vikings looking rough. Uh, Lions look like they might have regressed a little bit. Bears are still the Bears. That's the one thing we can always count on.
Yeah, the only good team from this division is looking like it's actually Green Bay.
That's crazy.
Some things never change.
I own you. I own you for life.
And Chargers Raiders. I mean, snoozer.
Snoozer. It almost there's like a point in the fourth where like maybe like if you squint hard enough, the Raiders could get back into it. They did have like they got a turnover, or they like recovered a fumble, and then they were like on a red zone drive, and they like had a chance to score. And it's like okay, maybe they can get back into this. And then Gino just threw a pick. Gino didn't have his best game.
He had 3 interceptions. I mean, this kind of showed why Seattle was ready to get rid of him.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like, at this point, we know what Geno Smith is. And I think he's the man for this Raiders tank job, dude.
Yes. Hey, but Chargers are 2-0, and they lead their division.
I'm still not buying it. Still not buying it.
I mean,
bad Raiders team.
I'm gonna buy into it because look at the rest of their division. You have the Raiders 1-1, the Broncos 1-1, and who's supposed to lead the division normally is the Chiefs, and they're 0-2.
I mean, let's not be so quick to dismiss the Chiefs. I know we all hate them, and we love to
dude,
revel in their.
Chiefs might lose to the Giants next week.
I think there's 0% chance they lose to the Giants.
No, I'm definitely putting that as a money game for sure.
No, it's just as much as I would love for it to be true, I don't think the Chiefs are cooked.
I'm putting the Chiefs to go like 3-14 this season.
I mean, okay, now you're being crazy. You're being crazy. You're being a little cray cray.
You're right. They're gonna at least beat the Raiders.
Yeah, come on.
But yeah, Chargers lead their division. Buy in. All right. I left the Eagles, Chiefs, and the Bucks, Texans. Let's talk about the Bucks, Texans because I have less to talk about this one.
Okay, for sure.
Tampa Bay won 20-19 against the Texans. CJ Stroud just collapsed under like a bad O line. Scrambling for his life, like briefly mentioned earlier.
Mm-hmm.
But looks somewhat good. But Baker Mayfield, also looks pretty comparable. I remember I said this, I think right before week 1, where I think that like Tampa Bay is just they're not it. Like I'm not buying into it. Like I like Baker Mayfield. I think he's a great quarterback, but this team is only going to have like postseason success purely because they're going to get in by default. Like someone has to win that division.
I don't know, dude. I'm buying in. I'm putting my stock in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers right now because
dude, you're buying into the Bucks, but you won't buy into the Chargers.
Yeah, that's because I'm way more of a Baker believer than I am a Herbert believer. And also, dude, I think the Bucks got an absolute dog in Emeka Egbuka. 2 touchdowns in his debut on week 1, and then another touchdown on Monday. Come on. Beast mode. And then of course you have Mike Evans doing his thing too. Bucky Irving looked really good. I know they won this game like really close, but I don't know, dude. I think the Bucks are legit.
I mean, I don't know. They're 2-0, which is saying something. And the Texans, also had some aspirations to at least be better than 0-2. So
yeah, might be panic time in Houston. Houston, we might have a problem.
Yeah, I mean,
CJ Stroud still like I know like his O line, he's running for his life and everything, but still like I don't know, man, it doesn't look great.
He had a great Cinderella run his rookie season, and then just slumped on his second season. And I don't know, man.
Yeah, I'm definitely concerned. If I'm a Texans fan, I'm concerned for them right now.
Yeah, a lot of my Stroud hype has died down.
Yeah, dude, I feel like Daniels kind of just ate his lunch. He's like, I'm the new guy now.
For reals.
But
Um,
yeah,
last game. This is probably the most exciting game if you're not a Dallas Cowboys fan or you're a Dallas hater of the week. No, this was not exciting. This was the Philadelphia Eagles at Kansas City. This was the Super Bowl rematch. I mean, the headline alone makes it seem exciting, right? Eagles won 20 to 17, but look, Jalen 101 yards.
dude, Jalen Hurts, like both of his games so far, like I legit have not seen him throw a pass longer than I've seen maybe throw two passes longer than 5 yards.
He has had, I think, two passes longer than 10 yards. But it's
Yeah,
only 2 weeks, so I'm not gonna say, oh, you're a bad QB if you can't throw more than 10 yards. Like if I was
sure.
a
But it's
QB,
like,
I'm probably doing like check downs and like not throwing anything more than like 6 yards
no,
myself.
I'm
So
throwing it down the field.
yeah, sure you are.
I am. Is it getting picked? Maybe, but
But I do want to point out that look, I don't hate the tush push because the Eagles are really good at it, right? Like I think hating a play that one team's really good on is kind of stupid, right? But I hate on the tush push because I do not think it's a good like play. Like it's hard to officiate, it's hard to spot where the ball is, and it just does not look fun. It's not fun to watch, and from what I hear, it's not fun to defend against, and it's not fun to run like multiple times. Please just get
yeah,
rid of it. Like, what's wrong with a regular QB sneak? Like, Jalen Hurts with that O line could still easily just do a regular QB sneak just as successfully. Why are we just
yeah.
like like jumping on top of a bunch of dudes to do it? Like, it's silly.
It is silly. I agree, but yeah, I don't think either team looked like super spectacular in this game. There's especially one play I want to highlight where that the Mahomes red zone pick where really like it should have been a touchdown, but Kelsey just kind of like bobbled it and
Yeah,
it ended up in the hands of a defender. And it's like, dude, completely different ball game if that doesn't happen. And
Harrison
I don't know.
Bunker also missed a field goal.
Yep, Harrison Butker missing a huge field goal. So that's why I'm kind of like, I don't think that it's. I don't think the Chiefs are cooked yet.
Okay, but I want to point out that they lost this game the same way that they've won almost all
That's
their games
also
last
true.
season.
That's also true.
Yeah, the monkey paw curls.
Are we just seeing the was that the karmic debt uh rebalancing?
Yeah. Didn't they lose last week in similar fashion? Uh,
Yeah,
Not
there was
really.
I mean they still lost more decisively last week, but I think there was a very similar play where I think it was Kelsey again like bobbled the ball like right into a defender's hands. Um
Hey, rings are wedding engagement rings are very heavy. Throwing off his balance.
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly. Just bounced right off his engagement ring and into the hands of a hungry young defender
but
who's still looking for his pop star fiance.
yeah, they ran the tush push so many times, and I don't know if you've seen it, but at least three of those tush pushes, man, false starts.
Oh yeah, I mean they always false start on it. That's like how it works.
Well, not like always, but
Always.
definitely like it was quite noticeable this time around that there was a bunch of false starts on the tush push, and it's like, look, when the play is designed to get you like that 1.5 yards you need every time, that 5 yard penalty matters a lot. That's the difference
Yeah.
between you being able to go for it on fourth within like your own 48 for and a punt.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I know if the NFL wants to keep the tush push, I think that it should like come with addendum. Every tush push is going to be reviewed for false starts.
That's a good idea.
Like you can have your tush push, but it will get reviewed every time for a false start under like ultra slow-mo.
That would be sick.
That's how you kill the tush push without banning it, because banning is a strong word that hurts people's feelings.
Yeah.
You just make it an unplayable, play.
But yeah, that was week 2
Yes.
of NFL football.
We'll try to get back on later in the day to do the previews, before the point. If not, we'll probably do it tomorrow during the Thursday night game.
Yeah.
Bills are winning, so if I need to do a pick during the Thursday night game, Bills are winning. I might not even watch it, dude.
What's the Thursday night game?
Dolphins, Bills.
Oh, yeah. My pick is definitely the Bills as well, so that way if we can't get it off in time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Oh, let me get that music going. It's too early in the morning. I don't know how to function. All right.
I've been your host, Chris.
And thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Point After Podcast. As always, thank you so much for joining, and we'll catch you in the next episode.
All right. Yeah. Thank you, everyone.
Peace.
All right. Bye-bye.